Hello everyone, welcome to the coverage of the round 6 of the 1000 GM, IM and GM Norm tournaments here. And we have very interesting and fighting chess going on. We have 4 rounds remaining. Right now it's round number 6 of 9. So this is basically the finish line. This is where we see the players trying to strike and get to the finish line here. So the leaders so far in the tournament, we have Joshua Sheng with a perfect score in the IM section, followed by Kyron Griffith with 4 out of 5. In the IM section we have, in the GM section we have, the leader is Alex Katz. And he's playing Gedalcevic here. He's got 4 out of 5 so far. So he's doing really well. He's on the route to get the norm here. So and the second place we have Mark Hyman with 3 points out of 4, and we have Alex Ostrovsky. So let's take a look at this game here by Grandmaster Belarus. Knight f3, d5, g3, knight f6, bishop g2, e6, trying to activate and develop the pieces. We have castle, bishop e7, d3, trying to get the pieces developed. So again, once again, the IMs are doing quite well in this tournament, and we are optimistic as the organizers. We hope to see more norms achieved in this event. So we have Alex Katz, Mark Heyman, and Alex Ostrovsky doing really well. Possibly also we have Harshit Kunka, who has a very strong finish. He can obtain a norm as well. So, but basically these 4 players are the norm seekers here, and they're trying to achieve the norms in this event. So let's take a look here now. After d3, castles, knight bd2, e4 is played, and now c5, e4. So we have a Queen's Indian setup in this position, and we expect to see some closed position here. Queen e2, Queen c7, developing the queen, rook e1, and now b5. This is going to get very sharp, very interesting very quickly. e5 is a move to try to attack. We will see the move knight d7, and then we have knight to f1. And here where it gets really tricky. Basically it will be a big race here. Bishop goes f4, bishop a6, and now once the bishop is on a6, there is a threat to play the move c4 here to try to put pressure here. So for example, white can play knight h2 with the idea to try to bring the knight on g4. This would be a very nice idea to try to get the knight out there on g4 and try to have some attacking chances. So very, very interesting position. So I expect to see a big battle here. I expect to see a big battle in this game. So we shall see here how it will unfold. So let's move on to the board number 2. Board number 2 here, and that is going to be the matchup between let's see, let's take a look at this game. Katz against Gedalcevic. Katz against Gedalcevic here. This is a big matchup here. So let's take a look. c4, e5. Knight c3, knight f6. Knight f3, knight c6. e3. Bishop b4, developing. Trying to put pressure and perhaps to take on c3. And now queen c2 is played. Castles. Knight d5. White is activating and trying to complicate the matters. Bishop c5. a3. Trying to play the move b4 now to put some pressure on the bishop. a5. Bishop d3 here. Developing the bishop and putting pressure as well on h7. So he plays the move. So now this is where we are, guys. After the move bishop d3, this is where we are at the moment here. And the threat is to take on f6, the threat on f6, and also pick up the pawn on h7. So if move like h6 is played, then I think it makes a lot of sense to try to play the move b3. To play the move b3, and with the idea to play bishop to b2. Okay? And the bishop goes on b2, and now you have pressure on e5 as well. If d6 is played, simply bishop b2. Developing and putting pressure here. Takes. Knight e7. And if knight e7 played now, we have some potential tactic here. Knight takes e5. You cannot take back, there is queen takes c5. And if takes, knight will simply return here. Just going to be a very nice and a comfortable position here. I like white. White is a little bit better here. I find it's a little bit better for white because better control of the bishops and good control of the center. So this is one idea. Let's move on to the next game. This is a game of Kunka against Stramavicius. Okay, so it starts off with e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6. So we have potential, if bishop b5 played, potential Rosalimo. Goes here. Knight c3, d6, bishop g5, queen d2, a6, now long castle, bishop d3, f3, bishop e7, h4. Now queen goes back to d2, bishop d3, and the plan is actually to play king b1 and then try to maneuver, you know, g4, knight e2, g4, h5, and try to attack here with activating the pieces. So very interesting position. I expect to see a sharp battle here. Kunka needs to win this game, and a big fight here is expected. Kunka versus Stramavicius. Now, next game we have is Josiah Stearman, who's not having a very good tournament. He's playing Emilio Cordova. Emilio opens up with the Dutch style opening. I want to play 5. Now we have g3, g6, bishop g2, knight f6, rook b1, knight c6, b4, trying to attack. Yeah, it's basically a queenside expansion here we see. Queenside expansion to try to activate the pieces. So it goes a6, knight d2, and now with the idea to try to play the move a4, and a4 a6 is the idea here to try to attack. And now if he goes, let's say g5, a4, f4, and we play the move bishop to a3. Bishop to a3, putting pressure here, and now there is a pressure, and now the idea is to try to play the move e5. Yeah, now try to play a5, and there is a pressure now. What to do here? c5, create some weaknesses on d6. So g4. If take back with the pawn, and now trying to get this c5 in, so perhaps the move b6 could be played here. To try to neutralize. And now c5, creating problems. You can't take, the queen is hanging, has to take here, bishop takes. And now we have pressure on a7, and also bishop can go back on e3 to put some pressure here. So this should be a slightly better position. And then we have one more game remaining, Ostrovsky against Heyman. Ostrovsky against Heyman. So let's take a look at this game. So we have the Ostrovsky is white. He's trying to push for a win. His opponent as well. So we have the Berlin. I like this a little bit for white here. I think white is a little bit more comfortable. He can take on h4, bishop takes h4, and then continue with the move bishop d3. Activating the pieces, some potential queen h5 ideas out there too, to create some problems, to make it difficult for black here. So let's say g6 is played. Then we go queen f3, activating the queen, and now putting pressure on d5. Bishop goes on e6. Bishop h6 now, activating the bishop now, attacking the rook. Rook goes on e8. And now we just go here, knight d2 here. Yeah. Now just a complete development here. Everything we have is developed. And let's see here. And we have pressure here. Let's say it goes rook c8. And now we have the move a4 activating. Yeah, absolutely. And again, guys, you can always support us by donating to 1000 GM to support our events in 2023. There is a big fundraiser going on, and we're hoping to raise funds to have this kind of free events for the chess lovers in St. Louis, in California, LA, in San Jose, California. So these are going to be our 3 locations for now, okay? So this should be very, very interesting to see. All right, so bishop g5 played. If played, trade will occur. Queen takes. Knight b3. b6. Bishop here. Bishop d7. h4, putting pressure, deflection, you want a deflection here, and then we pick it up on d5. So please, I welcome your questions. We have, how can we donate? How we can donate? So basically by scanning the QR code you see next to the logo 1000 GM, you'll be able to go to our GoFundMe page and make the contribution that you feel comfortable with. Please make sure to do that. Absolutely, scan the QR code and then you will be able to see it. If you have any questions, guys, please make sure to type in the chat and I will be happy to answer all your questions, okay? All right. So, this completes the GM section. We're going to move on to the IM section now to see what results we have, because it looks like Joshua Sheng is simply running away with the tournament. But he is facing a tough competition here. His toughest competition probably in this tournament is by Kyron Griffith. So Kyron has, let's see here, how many points? Here's the standings. So we have 5 out of 5 for Joshua Sheng, but 4 out of 5 for Kyron Griffith. So if he can win this game, he can actually tie up with Josh. Of course, Josh mentioned yesterday he's trying to go perfect. He's trying to go perfect in this tournament to get that perfect score. Well, let's see if he's going to be able to do that. So we have a Sicilian defense. Looks like a sharp Najdorf line, one of the sharper lines we see. Here apparently the g4 is very strong. g4 with the idea of g5 to try to create pressure. But he did not do that. This would have been very interesting to go for. But and let's say if h6, you just play h4. Now long castle. You can even just play a3 here if you wanna stop the b4. Bishop b7, king b1, king b8. And now bishop g2 with idea g5. This will be a slightly better position here, but he played bishop d3, bishop b7, king b1, h5, and this is where we are. A very complex position. It's hard to see who is better here, but very, very complex, I should say here. And yeah, I like black's pieces. I think every piece black has is properly placed where it should be. So it's, I think, definitely a very nicely set up position here. Now king f1, king f8, knight d2, let's say. And you have this before. At some point before it's going to be played. Yeah, at some point before will be played to try to create counterplay. Yeah, here you don't want to retreat to e2, so probably gonna have to play knight d5. Takes, pawn takes. Bishop d4. And now we can play a move like c4. The point is take, rook c1. It's pretty clear, guys, that at this point one of these players will win this event. Josh is in a perfect score so far, but followed by 4 points by Griffith. Another player who is having a good tournament is Yim. We're going to look at his game as well in a little bit here. Well, actually, this is his game here. Yim is playing with the block pieces, and he's facing... he's playing with the white pieces. He's facing Zoe Tang. So let's take a look. So we have the Slav. Yeah. Now putting pressure on b7. Now queen c7 is played. Bishop d2. Now putting the king on b1 is necessary. And trying to claim a little bit of an edge here. Little bit of an edge, not too much. To see if maybe this can materialize into something here. I think now the next move is going to be knight a4, and white could have a little bit of pressure here. This knight a4, knight a4, knight c5. I think could be some nice pressure here with this. Knight a5, queen a4 check, b5, that's just winning now. Bishop b5 check and take on c7. Should we go back here? Tactic time, yeah? Boom. Attacking the queen. Just winning material. So yeah, I think after the check, it would be necessary to go back to c6. And now I guess it's time to maybe do something with the h pawn because it's still hanging there. So maybe possibly play the move h3 or yeah, just push it up there. Queen 7, let's say. Now castles. 92. Yeah, it's a playable position here. I prefer clearly white's position here, but I think yeah, it's just preferable. All right, let's move on to the next game. Game number 3 here is. Wow, what is going on here? This is a game between Alexander Hyman and Mike Zalozny. Can Mike finally score in this tournament? So, very sharp opening here. Wow, sacrifices. King h1 apparently is the best move in this position. Has to try to play King h1 to create some threats here, because if you go here, there is this. Sorry, here. Rook takes e4, check. Pawn takes back. Queen d8, check. He takes back. We go knight check. He picks it up. We pick up the bishop, and this is going to be advantageous position with two bishops. Bishop f4, knight c3. It's going to be very nice pressure here for white here. So we expect to see some potential advantage here. So let's take a look. So but king f1 is played instead, and now he goes here. King, bishop e3. Castle. Queen takes d5. Bishop e6. Knight e7 check. If he takes back now here, we have queen takes e4. Okay, picking up the pawn. If he goes now to h8, knight f5 now, attacking the queen. Queen g4. Wow, this is really complicated. Bishop takes d5. Takes. Bishop c4 check. Oh my goodness, this is super complicated. Okay, this is super complicated, but at the end looks like black is doing very well here. So there's a chance. This is a chance for Mike Zalozny here to score his first point in this tournament. The other game is very quiet. Is the game between. Let me pull up this game. This is a game between, Shavit against Erdene. Shavit versus Erdene here. So we have like you want to play like some London style moves, but now take on c5. Bishop takes c5. Knight bd2 here. Knight bd2, and now threatening to play bishop d3 and just trying to complete the development. It's important to cover the e5 square so opponent cannot push. So that's something very important, guys, to keep it in mind. And no more moves here. The players are still thinking. And the last game that we'll go over is the game between I am Odandu against Austin May. Let's take a look at this sharp game here. So we have e45, and it gets to this bishop opening line, very complicated stuff. 96, knight b5 here. Idea of knight b5 is try to deflect the knight and to give a checkmate on f7, g6. Queen e7 here, because the threat is actually to take and mate on f7, so it needs to be defended. Yeah, now white is better, but definitely black has a little flaw here. Bishop is coming in on b7. If you can manage to consolidate, yeah, then you'll definitely be better. You'll have a good position, but it's just about being able to consolidate this position. If you can do that, then yeah, you will be in great shape. Okay. All right. So that covers up basically the all the games so far, guys. We have no results yet. Lots of decisive games in expected here because we're reaching that end of the mark tournament. The finish line is getting closer. All right, I'm gonna take a short break now, guys. I'll be back in a little bit to continue where we left off. See you in a little bit. Hello everyone, we are back after the break and we have some action, some serious action going on in this one game. I want to jump in where we left off, okay? This is the game, Ganbol Odandu, local IM, the veteran of the tournament. But at the moment he's being fiercely attacked by young Austin May. Austin May, bishop b7 comes in, now he wants to go knight d4. Adandu goes h4. Trying to tuck in the queen here. This is not a very good look for Adandu here because black's pieces are all over and they're very, very active. The question is what to do here. Maybe bishop h6 coming up to activate. Bishop h6 is one option. Put pressure. But, you know, there's lots of extra material for Adandu, you know, and he's thinking, okay, if I can liquidate, I can go here, I can go c3, I can get the piece out. At the end, if I can liquidate everything, I will win this game. But the question is, can he do it? Can he liquidate Austin May's threats here? So this is the big question that is remaining here. So it's super complicated, but here we see a different move here played by him. He plays the move f4 by Austin May here. f4, trying to create more pressure here. What to do now? d3 seems like a natural move. Need to open up the pieces. So d3, bishop h6, c3, questioning, takes, pawn takes, opening up and putting pressure. Opening up the file and pressure. Rook f8, knight d2. Knight f5, rook a7. And now what to do here? Queen d6, putting some pressure on d6, and now h5, opening up the position. This is a big mess here, very complicated position. Now, let's go back to the GM section here. This game is really a fire here. This game is Canuck. This is the game Canuck Harshit, playing with the white pieces. We left off right around here, and I thought this is going to be a big, complicated struggle, and there is no surprise. White is better here, better control in the center, now trying to get the knight on f5. This makes sense, but then the capture will occur. Bishop takes back, knight d5, activating the knight and now putting pressure on e3 here. The question is what to do now. The bishop is on pre here. Queen goes on f2, that's a possibility, but then capture. Taking the bishop is very important. Now a3. Bishop e4. a3 is coming up now. Create more pressure. b3 and now castles. Again, there's a little bit more better position thanks to the bishop, okay? Queen c1, perhaps trying to put the rook on d5 here. d5. The queen goes on c3. Now maybe even putting the bishop on d5. So I think there is a pressure here. there is certainly pressure in this position, so I think it's good. Now we're gonna move on to the game. Bellows playing with the white pieces against Narayanan Samrook. So let's take a look here. b5 was played. e5. No, I don't think this actually happened here. I think the game went a little bit different way here. Or actually, I'm not sure. Let's see. Knight f1, bishop d4. Ooh, wait a minute. He's threatening to take on d5. This needs to be addressed. This move, knight takes d5. But actually, it looks like he simply did not address it. He did not address this knight takes d5. And he played the move rook fb8, missing this tactic, and of course he played it. Bishop d6. Trade. Knight e5, activating the knight. Now d5 needs some protection. He goes bishop b7, and now queen e7. Looks like an advantage here. Advantage for white. If exchange occurs, rook is gonna land on e7. He's gonna be putting pressure on b7. Yeah, this is clearly an advantage here. If he goes here, rook e3. Now getting ready to double up and triple up on an e-file. If rook e8 is played, then it's gonna be followed by a tactical shot. Bishop takes d5. You cannot take back. Now queen takes e8, rook takes e8, rook e8 will result into the checkmate on a back rank. So you have to take on e7, but then bishop takes c6, you take on e3, bishop takes b7. Now both rooks are hanging, rook b8 perhaps, taking the rook, and this is an excellent winning chances here in this position to convert this into a full point. It's extra pawn and a lot of pawns on the board, 7 pawns versus 6, so clearly an advantage for Bellows here. So good chances for him. Another big matchup here we have Max Gedaljevic versus Alex Katz here. This is very important here, so let's see here. Knight e5 was played, b3, bishop a7, now castles, knight b5, now putting pressure on the bishop, bishop b8. Wow, that's a pretty passive bishop here, and yeah, this could have been, but I think that something else has happened here. Bishop d3. Yeah, take. Yeah, it's complicated. So as far as I think they didn't play for those complicated lines, they simply went for this idea with the bishop being stuck on b8 now. Advantage for Alex Katz here for sure. Advantage for him here. Knight is very active on b5, putting pressure on c7 and trying to defend against the threats. Next we have Josiah Stierman. The next we have, he is playing against Emilio Cordova here. So let's take a look. g5, e3, a4 activating, rook b8. So white is trying to do his expansion there. f4 comes in, trying to break. Takes. b6. Yeah, and trying to break the position here. Okay, if a takes, c takes, bishop a3, putting pressure and trying to create those weaknesses. The pressure on d6, pressure on b6 is mounting. Yeah, putting pressure on b6. And now how to defend this? Knight c8. Rook a8. Trying to break the position with d5, and now knight c3. Yeah, lots of pressure here. Yeah, I like this position. It's very complicated, so we will see how things will develop here. Then we have Ostrovsky. We left off right around here. Bishop g5 by Hyman. Trying to go to c5. And the move h4. This is a nice move here, deflecting the queen here. The queen sits away. Now we can pick up on d5. So he goes here. Queen takes. And now we have pressure there. If knight b8, we simply have bishop takes b8. If rook takes c1, yeah, this is an advantage. This is a serious advantage for Ostrovsky. So bishop here. I think the game actually developed like this. And this is where things stand. This is a lot more solid position than we would think. So still chances. Now, the next one we have Sheng. Joshua Sheng here with the white pieces against Kyron Griffith. b4 played, attacking the knight. Knight goes on d5. Takes. Pawn takes. Bishop on e4. And transfer. This is one of the analysis lines. We looked at it. But instead h5 was played indeed. g3 by Josh. Knight goes on d5. And now knight h7. He's trying to put that knight on d5. I think black is fine in this position. Black is absolutely fine here. There is, however, a very interesting move, however, the move f6 here, to create some issues. Because if we take back with the knight, I believe there is a rook hf1 and some g5 ideas. And if he moves away, we take on f7. If he takes with a bishop, then we take. Then we go knight e2. Then we try to put that knight on e4. Rook c8, queen d3, hitting the knight, rook. And now you can put that knight on e4 and centralize the position here. Very, very nice position here. Lots of pressure and advantage here for white, I think. So if he doesn't play f6, then black will put a knight in here. Let's say you play knight e2, knight g5, queen e2, a5, knight e4. Get some position like this. And it's just the blockade here. It's going to be very hard to do anything. F6. Putting pressure. Rook f5, bishop f4, g5. Now bishop. This is a very complicated position here, but it looks like things are looking okay for black here. Complex position. We will see how it will develop. Next we have Yim. This is Yim with the white pieces against Zoe Tang. Yeah, this doesn't quite work, so she bishop d3, knight e2 played. a4, trying to create some weaknesses for Yim. I don't know, I think this b5 move by Zoe might have been an inaccuracy by Zoe here. Now, he goes here. Take. And trying to trade here. And now there's a bishop e1, bishop g3 idea. Bishop e1, threatening bishop g3, putting pressure on the queen. So, yeah, advantage for Yim, and this is looking good. If he can get one more win here, it's gonna help him to try to improve his standings here. All right, let's continue here in this game. This is a super complicated game. Some very sharp development we see. And now g6 here, removing the knight. c5, what an aggressive play here we're witnessing here. Very aggressive play, and looks like Black is doing quite well here. He can take on e2, forcing the recapture, and then play f5. And open up the f file while Black's pieces are still undeveloped. We will try to play f5. It takes, you have rook takes f5, check. King goes on e1, and then you can play rook e8, bringing the pieces in and putting pressure on the e file. Lots of pressure and good possibilities here for Black. Strong play here by Zalozny. He's ready to try to get on the scoreboard. This is one of the more quiet games here we saw. We left off here. Queen e2. Getting the pieces in. On a3, there is a b4. So it's a very solid position here. I think White is doing okay, but this is a lot more on a quiet side. And the sharp game of Adandu here. Let's see what development we have here. We left off after f4, d3 by Adandu, knight f3. Yeah. I played d3, bishop h6, and knight f3 here. Knight takes b3, pawn takes b3, and e4 break is coming up. Okay. Takes on b3, takes back. Queen takes. King f1. Knight d1, attacking this guy. And now queen d3. Ready to trade the queens. Ready to trade the queens. And once this happens, once this consolidation occurs, it's going to be clearly a decent game here for White. So again, very important to consolidate this position. So takes, knight takes, yeah. So yeah, we have knight takes b3. Very complicated position, but I think things are looking good here. Things are looking good. Very solid position here. I think Adandu is consolidating. Adandu is consolidating, and if he does that, he's gonna have a very nice position here. So good solidity here by Grandmaster Adandu here. You know, now, but I am Adandu. I'm sorry. No results yet, guys. That shows the fighting spirit of the players here. We have not seen a result here. Again, Alex Katz is leading the GM section with 4 out of 5. In the IM section, we have Joshua Sheng, who is perfect with 5 out of 5. All right, very good. We're gonna take a short break, and when we're back, we'll be able to go over some more game analysis with you. We'll see you in a little bit, guys. we are back after the break, and we have special guest, Alex Katz, who drew his game. So you probably wanted a little bit more with the white pieces?
Yeah, I felt
If there was an opportunities, obviously.
Yeah, I very much thought that I needed to win this game. And I thought I got a very nice position, and then somehow just
I like your position. I like your position quite a lot. Let's start off with the opening, c4, e5. Were you expecting this, or?
Loosely.
Okay.
I played c4 not because I expected anything, but because I just wanted to get a position. So I just made some moves and hoped to get like a normal game.
Yeah.
But very early he played some strange
I've
moves.
seen this before. You know, I was always under the impression when they play bishop before they take.
Yeah.
This is like what I think of.
Yeah, this was my impression as well. I thought that taking was basically required because after castle knight d5, this position I thought was supposed to be very bad for black. But I don't know. I guess the modern world is different now.
Yeah, no, but this is playable. I've seen this actually. A5, A6 is another option, possibly.
Yeah, I had a game like this as black somewhat recently against Mark Hyman, who was also playing.
Yes,
here.
yes.
And I got killed. Like, it was a horrible game. And so I had the impression, okay, I should get a similar thing as white, but somehow it never materialized.
B3, D6, bishop B2, knight C3 back. Interesting choice, actually. You think he's gonna take now, and then we're gonna go knight to E7.
Yeah, so I was concerned about if castle, knight d5, cd, knight e7. I wasn't sure how I defend the pawn very easily. If bishop c4, then bishop, like furling bishop f5 is quite annoying.
You don't want to play E4, that will open up the bishop.
e4 is very ugly. So I thought it was a serious threat for him to take, so I thought I either had to take on f6, which is very concrete, or come back to c3 and try to play something slower.
So you chose the latter. So I'm back here, bishop e6. Castles. Knight d7 now.
Yeah, and then knight b5 was like the worst move I've ever played.
Knight b5. The idea is what, to put pressure? You thought it will be good there, or?
Well, the idea is I want to play bishop e2 and d4. And so I need my knight out of the way. So I need to play bishop e2 and knight b5 in some order.
Exactly. This seems like a natural move.
Yeah, but of course bishop e2 first is
And preparing to
much
play
more
d5.
And then the only reason that I put knight b5 first is because I didn't realize that bishop e8 was legal. I thought that this forced bishop b6.
Bishop b6, bishop e2, and then you get what you want with this.
If f5 d4, and I'm
Sure.
basically winning.
But he went here, and what is the difference here?
Yeah, now the difference is that c6 is a threat because the bishop is defending d6.
Ah, but you still have to play this, correct?
Yeah, and I still have to play the same way. But this starts to look very ugly after f5. I panicked a little bit, probably because I sensed that something was going wrong. But it feels a little desperate already. Like if he gets to play e4,
e4, d5, yeah, you're gonna be on a back foot here.
Yeah, I'm essentially lost strategically.
So let's say if you make one inaccurate move like this, he goes here. Yeah, you don't want this. You don't want this. This bishop is just.
I just lose this most of the time.
So you took.
I thought this was essentially forced, and then he offered a draw, which I was
he offered the draw here.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Okay.
Because I felt that I was quite a bit worse. But like I need a few moves to get in before
He is more comfortable, that's for sure. He's got the control of the center. Yeah, he is certainly more comfortable than you are at the moment.
Yeah, like I think the main problem is that if I let him play e4, then I start to run into some serious problems. And if I play e4 myself, then there's a concrete problem with knight g6. And I don't really have a great way of arranging my pieces. Like my light square bishop is terrible. I always have to be worried about him taking on e4. Somehow this looked not pleasant.
Bishop f1, queen e8.
Yeah, or queen f6 or something. Just anything that puts the pieces vaguely near the king side, I felt he should be.
Yeah.
Like, not only should he be better, but the best case for me is I sort of suffer to a basically equal endgame.
Yeah, this might not be as good because you might be able to start some knight a4, c5 ideas.
Yeah, I wasn't as concerned about f4.
So you considered his offer, and what was the clock situation? 39, 49, something like that?
Yeah, I was down a little bit of time, and I felt that this was much easier for him to play.
Yeah.
I think objectively, like, there should be a way for me to survive this, but it doesn't.
But yeah, you're definitely not as happy because you gave away the opening advantage that you had.
It's a big miss.
Yeah. It's amazing that how a natural move like knight b5 could be the problem. But if you start with this, could he go here?
Well, now I can play d4 because his knight is left.
6.
And now this is a much better version.
You don't take, you just go here.
Yeah, and now eventually I'll take on e5.
He can't even play f5 yet because if f5 you're gonna take twice.
Right, precisely. So I get basically the same thing in the game, but up like 3 tempos. This I thought I should.
Oh yeah, this is beautiful. This is exactly what you want to do.
Yeah, knight e4.
Yeah, this is exactly what you like to do, to put a knight in there.
Yeah, and strategically this should be winning somehow. Like c5 is coming. I should have very good winning chances, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so that puts you in 4.5 out of 6.
Correct.
3 rounds remaining, and you need still +1.
Yep.
Who are you playing? Do you know the next 3 opponents?
Yeah, I have black against Titas.
Black Titas, okay.
White against Samrug.
Samruk,
And then black against Harshid.
Harshid.
Kunka.
Kunka, yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, it's definitely manageable.
Yeah.
You need one good game, one good win, and 2 solid draws, you know. It's definitely manageable. I know you feel like this was a little bit of a missed opportunity, but still, everything is still in your hands. So it's, you know, it's not like you need to win all the games, so you just need to win one good game and go from there.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Alex. We wish you good luck in the next round today, and also the 2 reminders. So the 3 rounds to go with 2 points needed.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you
for joining us. Absolutely. All right. Let's see here if we have some more results. Looks like we have a result by Mike. Did Mike win this? Did Mike Zalozny win this? You know, it looks like he is doing really great here. So let's see. Yeah, looks like he has some nice pressure. So let's see here. And wow, these pieces are really trapped here. It's hard to do anything to get out of this. Knight d2 simply takes. Take with this. It actually will lead into a mate. Check. Has to go here. Check. And now check. We'll pick up the rook. So that's a big problem here. Lots of pieces are very active. And now if he takes back with the king, that is going to lead to the move rook fe5. Rook fe5, putting pressure. And now it's a problem. If the bishop moves, rook takes e2 check. So lots of pressure. So it's gonna be clearly a nice pressure here on the e-file advantage. So it looks like Mike probably won this game and got on the scoreboard. Yeah, I think most likely he did win this one. So we will wait for the result, but we have a little bit of a delay, so that's why it's a little bit trickier to see. But it looks like he actually just won the game. So yeah, just taking only one and just winning the game. Oh, it's fantastic position here, and all right, let's switch back to some other games here. We have Alex drawing. We saw him earlier. Okay, Queen c6 was played. Wow. And now simply taking back on d5. Looks like a clear advantage here for Bellows. Looks like Bellows is doing great. And yeah, it's got clear advantage here. And if queen goes on f6, he can play the move queen c7, putting pressure on the bishop. Bishop here, rook e7. Activating the pieces and now putting pressure on f7. So it's going to be very difficult to do anything. Rook e8. Can't even take. Bishop takes d5. Now putting pressure on c5 as well. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be hard to defend all these weaknesses. The weakness on c5 and the weakness on a5 here. Just take. And simply take on a5. Clearly winning position for Bellows. And this game is... Let's see what happened here. e5. Which one is the main line here? Is this the main line? Okay. Yeah, looks like it. Queen b3. Attacking Stramavicius on f7. Wow. Looks like a big problem here. Big problem here. The pressure on f7. And Harshit Kunka is looking really good here to win this game and keep his norm chances alive. Let's see now how he's going to do. Definitely. Pressure on f7. If he castles, there is a fantastic idea. Bishop takes, or even f6 is good. Takes. g6. And the bishop will take on f7 or even pawn. It's going to be lots of pressure here. Okay? Takes. Takes. Take. And we have to move on g1. Absolutely. We left off here the game with Josiah against Cordova. Still very sharp position, but it's still very unclear here. So queen e2 is played, and now takes. Bishop a3, pinning it. Rook fc8. Take. And there is a move d4 now, putting pressure on the rook. Cannot take it because bishop e7, and then simply taking on e7. Turning things around here. Now take. And now just takes it. Picking up and putting pressure there as well. So yeah, this is very complicated, but advantage here. And more moves played in a Hyman game. Looks like this game is very balanced here. Very balanced. Rook e8. Takes. Knight goes on g7. Threatening to play knight e6. Okay? Threatening to play knight e6 to attack the bishop. And now queen goes on d2. And now simply knight e6. And it's going to be a very nice pressure here on the bishop. So, yeah, this should be equal here. I don't expect to see too many chances. So most likely it will just, if he is allowed to, draw here. And Josh's game is, let's see what happened here. Oof. Looks like a problem here for Josh. Yeah, looks like a problem here for him. Yeah, looks like black is very active now. Knight h5 is coming up, activating and putting pressure. Yeah, this looks good. Nice pressure, knight g5. And if he takes back on b4, then simply we go king g8. Now ready to take the capture the pawn on h3 with a clear advantage for black. Still a lot of pressure, nice attacking ideas, so advantage for him. Yim won the pawn, as we were discussing this earlier. And now Zoe is really tied up here. And now bishop is coming to g3. Nice play by Yim. And yeah, this is... Actually, I'm not sure about taking on b5. Perhaps maybe rook c2 and doubling up the rooks idea would have worked. But even here... Now if takes... Queen a3. Wow, this is an unbelievable move. Now takes bishop a3, rook c2, and now suddenly there is pressure. Pressure on b2 and lots of ideas. So this is really, really complicated. Yep. Yeah, now pressure and some good possibilities here for block here. That's a very strong idea here to try to do, to put pressure. Yeah. So, but this e5 move is very important to play. Then we have Hyman actually won. Wait a minute. How did he win? Ah, he won. Mike actually made a mistake. Oh, Mike actually lost the game. I thought he had won, but he actually lost the game. He totally misplayed it here. He had to play bishop e2 and f5, but... And... Wow. This must be really frustrating for Mike Zalozny here, losing this game where he had a clear advantage. Wow, that's a tough turnaround. Knight e3. I'm putting pressure here. And now trying to attack here, huh? Black is looking good here. Maybe queen c7 with the idea to play c5. This could be very good. So h5 and knight goes on h4. Absolutely. So, and the last game is Austin against Gunbold. We were analyzing this, but things went a little bit differently. King h1. Knight f2. Wow, looks like Austin May is looking really good here in this game to win against IM Adando. So we're gonna take a short break now, guys, and we'll be back. We'll probably have some more guests with you, and we'll go over their games. See you in a little bit.
Как играют в футбол?
Франция выиграла 2-1.
Уже выиграл?
We are back, dear friends, after the break, and we have another special guest who just won his game, and Grandmaster Belos winning against Narayanan. Let's take a look here. In this game, we spent some time analyzing. So, they call this a Queen's Indian.
Yeah.
Yeah, e4. As a French player, I have a little bit of experience playing these positions. The one thing I learned, if you're castled, this attack is much more dangerous. If you don't castle, then you have some options maybe to go long castle if white plays the move e5 too early. So this was played.
Do you know, by the way, I think the main guy, like strongest guy who is playing all the time with white,
Yes.
is Tigran Petrosyan. So it's Armenian.
Oh, he does. Yeah. I actually, now you're telling me, I remember now. Yes,
Yeah.
I remember. Yes. So, but did he miss 95?
Yeah.
Or-
He told me that he missed.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Yeah.
Because normally you start with this move.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. But I was like, okay. I
Let
will,
me take-
I will
let me
make
take
one,
a
one
chance.
threat. Yeah. One
You
threat,
take
yeah.
a chance, and of course he has to avoid 95. You never really want this tactic to appear. You have to play queen d8 or something, but it's a
Yeah,
little bit awkward.
For,
Yeah,
for
Nigel,
some
cool.
reason he played like super fast. So
Wow.
like yeah. And after 95 it's already
It's big advantage for you.
not only big advantage, but it's like super easy to play for me,
Uh-huh.
right? Like,
This idea doesn't work, right?
I don't think so. Just king h8. Yeah.
King h8.
I was thinking, yeah. I didn't see anything like queen e8, knight f8.
g5. It's not so clear. Okay. So you decided to, of course, just play simple take. He has to take. Queen e8 is a huge threat here. 95.
And
Yeah,
that is just like even I don't like doesn't matter I have big advantage or small, like it's a very easy play for me.
Of course,
right?
very easy, and he needs like extra move. He needs to have a move rook e8.
Yeah.
Then he can kind of breathe here and see if we can equalize somehow. But after this, yeah, this was
Rook
rook
e3
e3 was
also
beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful move.
because rook e8,
Bishop d5.
bishop d5.
Yeah. You calculate it, yes, perfect.
Well, 3 moves I
Takes.
still can calculate.
Takes. This is the line I was showing to our audience that gets this endgame. It's probably winning for you. So he opted for this move. And now c4. Very interesting move, c4.
Well, rook e1
Rook
also
e1 is good
was-
too,
was- yeah. I mean, I just want to play c4 or rook b1 somewhere, like and just
If rook e8, you still have the same.
yeah, bishop d5, yeah.
Okay. He does get the b file there. Does that make a difference? Does he have the b file there?
But he doesn't have b file. I have b file.
How?
So bishop d5,
Takes.
take.
Take.
Oh, and bishop and okay, okay here. Well, yeah, probably, yeah.
This
He
gives
could,
him a little bit of chances now.
yeah, I agree.
He probably should have went for this.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is his best chance. Down a pawn, but rook endgames are known to be drawish sometimes.
Who said like Tarash, right? Or all rook in games are
Yeah,
drawn, right?
yeah.
Or
c4, I like this. I like this. Queen e5, queen a6, putting pressure, and now threatening rook e8. Check.
yeah, queen e5, queen f6, queen c7.
Queen f6, queen c7. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And now queen e7.
Like I really like my next move. Yeah, d4.
Wow, beautiful move. If he captures, threatening simply to play the move c5. It's very nice, very nice.
Yeah, d4. And you know this tension in the
And
center.
he
yeah.
resigned here, yeah?
No, he didn't. He played rook c8,
Uh-huh.
take on c5, rook takes c5, queen e8, rook e7. Yeah. Okay, he made couple moves, but yeah.
Wow. Congratulations on a clean game, Vladimir. There was a little bit of a hiccup yesterday in a game against Ostrovsky.
No, not a little bit.
Yeah,
it was disaster.
yeah, you had the game wrapped up pretty much, and you had more time and everything, but just misplayed it, and then allow him. You still had a draw probably,
Yeah.
and but it happens. But overall, now let's see where you are as far as the points. You get to 3.5.
+1.
+1. Okay, +1 could have been +3. Yeah, it was a big swing, unfortunately.
But
Yeah.
in my yesterday's game, like it happened with chess player, like I don't know, like some call it hallucination. Like I just I moved my bishop, and in my mind, like bishop still was covering some squares. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I made this move, I couldn't believe
You let him escape. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. Okay, like
You're not winning anymore.
Yeah.
No, it was immediate. When I was looking, I thought, okay, for sure you're winning. It was at that moment you just had a forced win, and then you play bishop d8. I was doing it. I was watching, and then you play queen d8, and now suddenly there's no win anymore. It's not even advantage. It's like a whole new game.
But
And
you know, like actually, very good. I think the best example it's Karpov. He was very famous about this. Like doesn't matter, like he made a mistake or not. Like he thinks in position like it's a new position.
New position.
Like wherever move he played, it's new position. So, so when you made a mistake, like okay, and it's already draw, just play for a draw, right?
Absolutely.
So, but it's very difficult
to make that adjustment.
Yeah. So
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not Karpov, so.
Yeah, no, absolutely agree with you. Okay, thank you very much, Vladimir, for joining us. We hope to see you again here soon after you win another good game, and we'll let you get some rest. And you have about 3 hours, so it's good. You didn't play too long, so you have some time to rest and get ready
and watch
the highlights.
Highlights of soccer. Yeah.
I did not see that one. I watched the morning game, the Morocco game, but I did not watch this game. It looked like it was a good game. It was a close game. But yeah, enjoy, and we'll see you
Thank you for
this
having
evening.
me.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
There we go, guys. Grandmaster Bellows, after winning a clean game, bouncing back from yesterday's game, and now he's on +1. And 3 rounds to go. It's still possible. Still possible to score a couple of more victories for him. We have another result. Looks like Hyman game ended in a draw against Ostrovsky. This was a very balanced position. We expected this to be a draw, so this was just equal position. Yeah, lots of exchanges occurred, and so I guess players just agreed to a draw here. This game is getting really sharp here. Josh Schenk against Kyron. It looked like Kyron was doing well here and went for this, went for the kill, and now putting pressure here. What to do? King g8, rook takes d6, queen a7. Very complicated position. You could be up a couple of pawns, but it's still no guarantee. No guarantee. Yeah, putting pressure on h3. Yeah, if you win this pawn, this h pawn is going to go very quick, and the good news is this rook is behind it. So, yeah, let's see how this will work out after. Queen c7. Yeah, still a very complicated position here. And Yim, unfortunately, Zoe found e5. She went knight takes e5. What a missed opportunity for Zoe here. She could have played a move queen a3 and turned things around. Unfortunately, she took, and after the exchange occurred, and now Yim is back in the game. Yim is back in the game, and pressing here. So advantage for Yim here. Unfortunately, Zoe missed this incredible move, Queen A3. If she had found the move Queen A3, she should have been in a driver seat in this position. So, all right, very interesting games, guys. We have. Unfortunately, Mike lost another one. This game is very complicated. Basen Suren against Shavit. Queen E7. And we have C5 trying to attack. So Bishop B5 coming up. Okay, it's a fighting position here with anything can happen here. And this game, Adandu, Gumball Adandu here. Knight D2 was apparently just clinching the victory here. If takes back, you play F3, opening up that bishop. Takes, Rook E8, and wow, this is really a big missed opportunity. If takes, Queen takes D2, takes, Bishop takes. Wow, this is just winning. But he actually just took on F2, which is just gonna give enough solidity. And actually, I think now suddenly White is okay. Maybe White can even try to think about playing for a win. Queen A6 is coming up, activating the queen and putting pressure on B6. So yeah, that's a tricky one. And yeah, now it's Queen A6, put pressure here. Good edge. Yeah, from being very discoordinated here, from being very much discoordinated here, now getting to this position, it's just a big difference here. Taking on D2 and playing the move F3. And F3, opening up the bishop. All right, so that's where we are, guys. We see some results coming in. How did Stramavicius game went here? Stramavicius game, we left off here after Queen B3. And yeah, we don't have any more moves here, so we don't know exactly what happened. But I know the players have finished the game, but we don't know exactly the result here. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, we see some results coming in here. So 2 games remaining in the open section, but I think Stramavicius game is over. So we don't know what exactly happened here. Josiah game is still complicated here. Let's see. Here's White. It looks like an advantage. And now he wants to play Rook F6 and put pressure. Yeah, so we'll see. We're not exactly sure how things will develop here, but advantage. Yeah, I would say clearly an advantage here for yeah, clearly an advantage here, I see. For Black, more control of the center, very difficult pawn on F3. In the IM section, we have a result by Mark, who won the game. Josh is still playing. Zoe game is still going. And this other 2 game as well. So we got lots of games still going on, guys. So we'll keep an eye on those games. So we'll take a short break and we'll be back in a little bit, okay? See you soon. But I also work with the sponsor for our game with my friend. So I'm here 5 o'clock, I'll be 5:30 today. We'll play with the kids. Yeah, the kids.
No, actually, I don't think it started 4 o'clock.
It's 1 hour.
That's T60 plus 30. So it's 1.5, 2.5 hours.
I will be here, basically, whoever finishes, they come and they can celebrate. Just for fun. Organize a
So maybe
I said,
three o'clock.
I'm going to go for lunch. Around 5:30.
So basically after third round.
We will set up and then
Yeah, I saw you live in Southern California. Yeah. Yeah, we saw preaching. My son watching your video.
So the video on YouTube get more net money than you subscribe to the video. Or the church club get everything. With their video, they own it. Yeah. When you sign the contract, register you have 10%
It's wonderful.
That's
My
that,
son is watching.
yeah. So much because this action, right? The sign contract, all the revenue, I got 100%. I got 5%. Just like whatever you come.
So do you know they're gonna organize this monthly? Yeah.
So well, January 7th?
We have a golden state.
Okay, oh, that'd be great. Yeah, if you follow time, for the day, people can arrange schedule and then right after 22nd, after Golden State, then 26th.
So that's good. There's gonna be a lot of outside players and local players out for.
After the one test, after the evening. Yeah. Yeah. you can negotiate the deal for sure. You can, if you $10 can in one OT, then we can
Beyond
bid.
now. It's beyond now.
Then we can bid $10. That's fine. Yeah, we go down 10 million. Yeah, there are many.
So the other transfer one. Yeah, there's a square.
Square. Nuclear square is not a Chinese restaurant. European square. European square. Meal.
Yeah, there's like a
This is the place.
basically,
You have lots of restaurants.
yeah, we have, let's say the party.
Oh, the party is expanding.
They would put a computer in. So, if you want, what region you want the kind of east and kind of eastern, each one is more
But there are many restaurants.
make sure you don't have don't have a computer.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty close. It's like a 5 miles. Yeah, it'd be good if they can decide the date and the site earlier. Because
Because they are all students, really. They all have busy schedule. Yeah, you have. Yeah, it's best if this I know next round I fix this is my time fix this. They will know okay. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's GM.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
He's a
he's
Southern.
well, he's a student.
Oh, Brooklyn. Oh, China.
Those are the local schools. I don't know.
Negotiated this.
People can afford that, no problem. You know, some of the see like cable. Yeah, but our research.
He's a good. He
It's a
did
local appointment. We probably know public policy.
he knows very well that he organized so many huge events.
Yeah, there's a shortage of 2-day, tournaments. People have to go to San Fran. San Fran is just an hour away, and then parking is or lose they all like to play.
All right, we are back after the break, and looks like we have some more results here, guys. We have Ostrovsky drew, Streeman drew, Katz draw, Belarus won, and Stramavicius is a draw as well here. Stramavicius drew the game after bishop d5. He proposed a draw, and his opponent took it. Wow. So the other game is the IM section. Joshua Schenk is still fighting. Very complicated position, but looks like Chiron has the upper hand here. Yim. What happened in the game of Yim? So looks like check. Take. Wow, this is really complicated. And looks like this is better for white, but still a lot of work needs to be done here to try to win this. Yeah, things got really complicated here suddenly. Yeah, so Heinemann won. This game is still in progress here. Looks like black is winning. Bassan Suren. There was a sacrifice here on h6, but he didn't get too much. And here Gunbolt is in a very complicated position here. Bassan Suren is about to win, and this is just very complicated now. Bishop d3 takes. And queen f5, yeah. So has to take. takes. Rook f6. King b1. Bishop f4. Yeah, it looks like it's just gonna fizzle out at the end to a draw here. So that's what we think gonna happen here. So only a few games remaining. Yeah, clearly an advantage here. No big advantage for anybody, so should be a draw here. Alright guys, so we will close the show now, and we'll be back at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time with more game analysis for you. So make sure you guys tune in 4:30 for more game analysis. See you in a little bit.